camera together.
Good evening and welcome to the June 6th meeting of Bedford City Council. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Here.
Fluharty.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Asbury.
Here.
Saunders.
Here.
Cochi.
Here.
Spinks. Here.
Council, before we do the approval of minutes, I'd like to have a motion to remove number 4, section D from approval of minutes. They're not ready yet. So I have a motion to do so by Asbury, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And Council, you have the minutes of the regular meeting of May 2nd, 2022. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the work session of May 16th, 2022. Any corrections? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the public hearing of May 16th, 2022. Any corrections for that? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And we have a presentation from the superintendent of the city schools. Dr. Johnson here. There. Send someone else in her place. I see somebody walking in, but I'll give them a second to see if that's her or not. I don't think she realized she was so far up in the agenda. Yeah, if she comes in later, we'll let her speak. It's a new thing we're going to add to our regular agenda to have superintendent or her representative speak at the council meeting in the first session of the month, just so we can hear what's going on with the schools, because the schools in the city are so tightly linked together. It's good to know what they have going on. And before we get into old business, I would like to amend the agenda to move item number 8Q from the end of the session to the first item under new business. I have a motion for such. Asbury, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Cochi. Spinks.
Yes.
Yes.
Mark, what, you got an old business to make it the first item in old business?
Yeah, my mistake. I wanted it under old business to respect everybody's time that's here. I know most people are here for one, not most people, but a lot of people for one specific item, which is item 8Q. I want to put that in front of old business, so please change that amendment to insert that for the first item in old business. Motion for such, Ms. Spinks, seconded by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
In doing so, John, if you want to read that.
Yes, can we get a motion to approve the planning commission's decision to, or deny the planning commission's decision? Well, we do it in the format, if they approve it, it's a yay. If they deny it, it'll be a no. A motion to approve the planning commission's decision to grant the state of Ohio Department of Youth Services a special use permit to allow the site located at 17500 Rockside Road, Bedford, Ohio, to be used as a juvenile facility, a correctional facility. The facility operations will include administrative office, support services, a high school, and housing for 96 to 120 youth. In addition to academic learning, vocational training, life skills programs, and college courses will be afforded. The facility will offer behavioral health, recreation, religious service, healthcare, and reentry services. The center would be operated 24 days, 7 days a week. The planning commission granted the application with a maximum of 120 youths, and a further condition of any future acquisition of property within the city of Bedford or outside the city of Bedford. With the second addition to be site-specific, if approved, should not apply to any other zoning or any other zoning in the matter, city's building code. So it's not changing the zoning, it's just a special use permit. Can I get a motion
for? Motion to approve the planning commission's decision. By Asbury, second by? Smith. Call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
No.
Thank you.
Asbury,
No.
wow, Saunders,
No.
Thank you.
Cochee,
No.
Spinks.
No.
I just want to add that our decision tonight was based on our restrictions.
Here, you want to clarify that?
We thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
want to
a
clarify
motion
my voice.
to go ahead and do the voting. So our vote's no.
Sure. I would like to correct my vote to no.
We thought you wanted an motion to go ahead and vote.
Yeah, the motion, he read the motion, so we needed to vote. But our decision tonight was based on
Just either way.
our restrictions and the state's concern with those restrictions, in addition to the best uses in the zoning district. So, thank you. I would suggest the mayor, city manager will contact the state first thing in the morning and to clarify. Thank you.
So the motion failed, guys, so it's not happening at this time. So you guys can go if you'd like to go, or stay if you'd like to stay.
What was the roll again?
Bye.
7-0.
Sorry.
I'll come back down here.
Okay, we're gonna get back to, the library. What I will do, we had a spot for the superintendent of schools, but we do have our librarian here. Would like to say a few words. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, come on up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ebony Dickerson, the branch manager at the Bedford Library, and I'm happy to be here. Don't forget to come and see us on the third Wednesday of each month for our mobile pantry. We get 8,000 pounds of food each month that we need to give away. We also love to have volunteers, if anybody wants to come and help. It's from 1:30 to 3:30 on the third Wednesday. Come see us, we offer computer classes, help. I mean, we're just here for anything that, needs that you guys would like for us to meet. Thanks.
Excuse me, what's the times for that?
The mobile pantry is from 1:30 to 3:30 on the third Wednesday of each month, over the summer. So our last one will be in September.
Thank you.
Real quick, Jack, do you still have the COVID test, since it's kind of revamping up here, just curious?
We do not have COVID tests right now, but we are getting them every couple of weeks and then.
Check in every so
So, yeah,
often.
so check in, and we also put a sign out right in front of the building that'll say we have you too.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming out. Okay, old business, ordinance number 9964-22.
Still remaining table, correct?
Yes, we're gonna leave that on the table. Resolution number 2581-22.
Being a resolution requesting the county auditor to advance taxes for the proceeds of tax levies for the year 2022 collected in 2023 pursuant to section 321.34 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury.
Mayor, this is the county auditor every year asks the city to respond to them in regards to any advances that, as they collect the tax proceeds for real estate, when they do accumulation of that, they can pay the cities directly earlier on advances of taxes. If we don't pass this, then you would have to wait till the final settlements. Having passed it for advances would allow the city to get collections and pay for bills as we go versus waiting for the final settlements that happen 3 to 6 months later. So I ask council to look favorably on that ordinance this evening.
This is something we do every year.
We do this every year.
Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2582-22.
Approving and accepting the proposed 2022 tax budget for the year January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks.
Mayor, this is the beginning of the budget process for 2023. It starts off with us having a tax budget adopted by council, which would allow for the property tax rate to be set by the county auditor, fiscal officer in this case, local government revenue assistance funds being allowed to be paid to the city, as well as obtaining a certificate of estimated resources, of which limits the amount of money council can appropriate later this year. The tax budget does not appropriate any money for the coming year. As council will look favorably on this, as we do have to file this with the county auditor timely.
Thank you. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2583-22.
Declaring the necessity to improve certain streets in the city of Bedford by lighting the same and declaring an emergency.
And
With the amendment of adding Bell Court to the list of streets.
That's right.
Thank you.
Court. Okay, motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury.
Mayor, this in line with D, E, and F are the resolutions and ordinances that go together in line with our street lighting assessment. As everyone pays their electric bill, we have to pay the street lighting bill. Done a nice job in getting NOPEC to come up with a rate structure that will reduce the amounts that we're paying in the future. We're able to drop our millage from 1.5 to 1.4 mils this year. With valuation increases, that will keep things in line with what we've been collecting and able to afford the payments for our electric bills and street lighting and traffic signals. I ask council to pass this evening, as well as ordinances E and F that are coming up thereafter.
Questions? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9970-22.
An ordinance determined to proceed with the improvement of certain streets in the city of Bedford by lighting the same and declaring an emergency with the amendment of adding Bell Court.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury. Again, Frank explained this about street lighting. Call the roll, please.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
And ordinance number 9971-22.
An ordinance levying special assessments for the improvement of the street and public places of the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same in accordance with prior resolution number 2583-22 and ordinance number 9970-22 and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Janutus, second by Fluharty. This was talked about already, more street lighting. Call the roll, please.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Resolution number 2585-22.
Authorizing the city of Bedford to become a Power Clean Future Ohio community and to adopt a goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the city and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus?
This is for
This is
suspension.
for the suspension.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
This is 2585?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Asbury, second by Saunders. It's our wish that we would defeat this tonight. There's been some more information. Representatives from this Power Clean Future Ohio, we had requested them to be here tonight, that we had some questions for them. They were not able to make it, so we were just going to vote it down, and got some other issues to look into. I would ask for a no vote on this. Call the roll, please.
Janutus?
No.
Fluharty?
No.
Smith?
No.
Asbury?
No.
Saunders?
No.
Cochee?
No.
Spinks?
No.
Ordinance number 9978-22.
This is an ordinance levying an assessment for garbage, refuse collection, and recycling and disposal within the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency pursuant to the terms of our new contract.
And this we would like to place on second reading. I have a motion for such by Janutus, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And reports, Mr. City Manager.
A few items, Mayor. First, just in regards to the Broadway Waterline project, we are going to be adding, or the contractor will be adding a second crew for the evening work this week. By adding that second crew, we hope that we will have that buttoned up sometime over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We are getting into the center of town where we're going to run into more obstructions, but hopefully the evening work will be done in that time. Administration met last week, as I identified in a memo, to discuss our roadways and waterline projects for 2022. We are optimistic that we will be in a position to go out to bid for a couple of waterline replacements. What we're looking to see right now is the feasibility of getting that completed by the end of the year, as well as our road program. You know, we've identified a handful of roads that we intend to go out to bid for. And we intend to do that over the next month and a half, and we can get that project rolling as well. I just want to thank everyone and for participating in the Memorial Day ceremonies. Thank the staff for the condition of downtown and the cemetery, as well as the speaker. I thought it was a very good presentation. Anyone interested in participating in the July 4th parade? Applications, you can submit those, they're available online, and those are due by next Monday. So if you're interested, go online, you can get that information and get that submitted for the July 4th parade. Our summer concert series will be taking place starting this Wednesday. They're going to be every other week, a couple in June, a couple in July and August, down on the Commons. For those interested in the bands and in music, those are posted on the city's website under events. So we got a good mix of entertainment this summer. Finance Department and myself is going to be participating in the annual tax incentive review meeting, which is actually scheduled for tomorrow, and that is where we sit down with officials from the schools, with Cuyahoga County. We review all of the current tax abatements for the businesses in the community. At which point we will make recommendations to either extend, modify, or expire those tax abatements. And we'll present those to City Council for a formal vote later this summer. And lastly, for those of you that have been following, we have been working to obtain funds for a project to connect the Bedford Reservations with downtown, particularly with the bridge over viaduct. We were successful last year in getting a NOACA grant. NOACA it's basically funds to complete a study. You have to complete that study in order to be available to apply for construction dollars. So we were awarded that step one, as we refer to it as. NOACA is going to be putting out a scope of work, and they'll be soliciting contractors to help do that study. There'll be public input, there'll be input from the administration, and we hope to have that completed in the next 12 to 18 months. 18 months is probably worst case scenario. I think it's reasonable to expect that that can be done in the next 12 months, as we'll be working through it throughout the summer and fall, and hopefully have a finished product next year, which will allow us to apply for construction dollars. So we're making progress in regards to that grant. And Jennifer Kuzma was instrumental in securing those funds, which is a great first step. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Lauder.
Thank you all for coming. No report tonight, and have a happy 4th of July. I don't think we'll be back before then.
Mr. Finance Director.
We have a long agenda tonight. Tax Department, we're going to be doing a program on non-filers. So if you get contacted for any reason, we're going to be cleaning up our records of who hasn't filed and making sure what the reasons may be. And happy 4th of July. End of the report.
Thank you. Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Well, it was pretty, a little excitement there. The last item on the agenda became the first, and I guess Does it have to be that way? But I just want to say a few words about the situation with the State of Ohio Department of Youth Services and what they're intending. Needless to say, my head is spinning, trying to wrap my mind around it. A prison in Bedford does not sound good on any level. And I'm sure there are very few who would automatically think, hey, this is really a good for Bedford type of thing. It really comes down to how you frame it and the real concerns you may be having deep inside about it, not just superficially or as a matter of casual conversation. Is it our sense of real estate value? Is it that we have a concern for crime and potential violence? Is it our sense of pride? I'm not sure what I'm feeling about it. Speaking for myself, I'd say each of us is torn about this for the very reason what people are naturally going to think about it initially. Believe it or not, the tax dollars are not the deciding factor. I know there is a stigma attached to these things, and if the facility was in a prominent location on a main road or even highly visible from the street instead of in a secure, secluded, wooded area, of course we wouldn't even be considering it. But if we truly believed it was really something to fear or a danger to the residents, we also wouldn't be considering it. We've been taking a long look at the 50-year history of the current facility in nearby Highland Heights and the others in the state with the findings and recommendations from our police and fire chiefs. That said, there is another factor here clearly easy to overlook. In a situation like this, concerning those kids themselves, some only 15 years old, the kids whose lives have been ruined by their bad decision, most likely stemming from the very dismal circumstances of their lives. No fathers maybe, being beaten, possibly, abused, growing up in a crime-ridden environment, not loved, desperate, whatever it has taken to get them where they are today. Then what? What is the resolve of society to bring them out of their dire circumstances? The Ohio Department of Youth Services is not meaning to simply operate a prison here. It would be prudent to check their website to understand what it is they mean to accomplish using highly trained, highly educated staffing, programs, and initiatives. They have no intention to merely release hardened criminals back onto the streets. There are 3 staff members for every kid. Frankly, I'm quite certain the vast majority of people scarcely know the Highland Heights facility is even there. But the state cannot provide for the needs of those kids there anymore. Dorm-style facilities without outside access, the state wants the kids to be able to be outside, participate in sports, vocation training, gardens, trees, fresh air, and each have their own room. A brand new facility with state-of-the-art security. However, and here it is, right in Bedford, a place to make it all happen that is not being used for anything else, that has limited interest in the property for a number of years. However, I think there are some other matters that need to be addressed in order for me to be comfortable about it. Some other things that Bedford we talked about, but needed to have acceptance from the state, which, hasn't happened as yet. So possibly there'll be more to this than what happened today. But there are some other things that I didn't feel comfortable about it. Some other things Bedford was meaning to do that, like I said, need to be accepted by the state, and that had not happened yet. So I just wanted to explain my vote today. Thank you.
Mr. Fluharty?
I just want to wish everybody happy 4th of July coming up, and stay safe out there with the fireworks, and hopefully we'll see you in the parade. End of report.
Yeah, since you mentioned fireworks, yeah, they're still illegal. Can't shut them off. Still illegal. Don't do it. Mr. Smith?
I just want to say, happy 4th of July, have a safe one, and I would like to ask Mr. Malice, about, that sinkhole on Cork Hill. I know are we in contract to get that done, or?
Yeah, yes, we did contract with Fabrizi, so I will get a timeline on when they're supposed to start that. So they will be working to make the necessary repairs and then address the backfill of that.
Okay, because the reason why I asked, I brought that up, one of the residents, Kathy Levano, she approached me and asked me about that, actually today. And she lives in Colony Club, so I just.
I'll get an update. I'll get an estimated timeline to you in the next day or two.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Mayor. First off, I'd like to congratulate the 2022 graduates of Bedford High School. The last couple years have been challenging for all the school kids, but you made it through, you graduated, and from a 1983 Bearcat, good luck on your future. Bedford Downtown Alliance first Friday for July will be July 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. The theme for that night is Spirit of Bedford, so come on down so for some family friendly fun, and there's probably going to be some patriotic themed prizes for you too, so I'd like to see you down there. Mike, thank the service department. I see they've been patching a lot of potholes in the last week or two, including my streets. I'm kind of happy about that. Appreciate that. My wife's very happy. Crave Cafe. Nice little ice cream shop opened up downtown Saturday. I haven't been able to get down there because my weekend was completely packed, and you see where I'm at tonight. But I saw some really nice pictures of some really nice looking ice cream and some banana pudding in cups with some red stuff in there. Looks pretty good. Give them a try. Right next to Coolest on the left-hand side. July chipper service, make sure you call to get on the list. The week, July 5th through the 8th is the next one, so make sure you call and get on the list. And I believe that's all. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders?
Yes, it's good to see a decent crowd here for a change without really a big topic going on. But it's good to see. The more people that get involved, the better we are. Happy 4th of July for everybody, since we won't, or do we have a meeting? No, we don't have a meeting before the 4th of July. So I guess we'll see everybody in the parade. It is back this year. It'll be the full-blown 4th of July parade down Columbus Road. So if you've got little kids, I'm sure they'll get a bag full of candy one way or the other as it's tossed out all the way down the parade. But I got a question for Mike. Did we get the new stump grinder yet?
Yes.
Are we gonna use it?
Yeah, we will.
There are an awful lot of stumps out in the tree lawns, and some of the residents would like to be able to redo their tree lawns, but there's big stumps sitting in there.
We have a long list.
Well, I don't doubt that either. Which, of course, then I noticed they started taking some of the maple trees that are diseased down. I would assume we're gonna continue on that path too. So, And then, of course, that just creates more stumps, but, now, our tree planting, are we done for the year then, or till fall, or are we still doing them?
No, we're done until the fall. We planted 58 this spring, and then we'll plant another 40-some trees in the fall.
All right, thank you.
Along that line, some of them, they have the water bags on them. Is the city filling them, or is that the residents' responsibility?
We've been going around filling them.
If the resident wants to help out, they can fill the bag. Again, I want to say we had a really good Memorial Day parade this year. I thought the speaker was one of the best we've had in years. So Lieutenant Colonel from the Air Force, and the message he delivered was just awesome. You can go online and see it on our YouTube, city YouTube. He did an excellent job, and I hope especially the young kids that were in attendance take heart to what he had to say. It was quite a moving speech. And I want to again thank the staff down at the cemetery for the nice job they did, and having speakers so people could hear. That's the best we've had ever. And of course the city crew that takes care of the commons. Looked phenomenal, and the parade went off. And I was sorry to tell some of the little kids sitting there with their bags, no candy in this parade. It's a solemn parade, but 4th of July, go crazy and bring 2 bags, you know. But it was a great day for that. And let's.
I think you forgot the Sphinx.
I'm sorry, Miss Spinks. I thought I started down there.
Thanks a lot.
How could I forget?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Strawberry Festival, save the best for last. Strawberry Festival this weekend starts Friday from 6 to 11. Crosstown Traffic Band plays all kind of music. It's going to be from 7 to 11 on Friday night. Noon to 11, there's bands start at 12 at noon and go all the way to 11 o'clock at night. Got several really good local bands playing, very good entertainment, lots of strawberries. Strawberry daiquiris are new this year, so added a bunch of stuff. Do strawberry ice cream, fresh strawberries as well. And let's see, DJ all day on Sunday. Sad enough to say there won't be a car show this year with the passing of Rich Novak. I know that his sons are planning something for next year, so that's great. That became a big part of the Strawberry Festival was the car show. And, so that's sad this year not having it, but we thought we'd wait a year with the passing of Rich. Also, Mike, and I know everybody sound like a broken record, speeding has got out of control. I was out Saturday talking to residents on Willard, and I see my buddy over there, Ben, who yells and chases the people. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. 90 to nothing. We do have kids there. It's seniors walking. It's just, it's crazy. Can we at least get the sign back up? Because that did help. Yeah, the first day it was up, I was out picking up trash on Willard and saw someone doing 80 miles an hour. That is just not okay. And I know that we had discussed in the past on the speed bumps, and we were given some reasons of, drilling the holes, it caused this, cause that. Can we please go back and research that a little bit more? Because there's other cities in Ohio doing it. So we're not the only one that gets snow, and I understand, the things with the snow plows and stuff like that, but there has to be something. And, I mean, these stop signs mean nothing. And it's not, just on Willard, it's grand. I watched police officers could more than welcome to come sit in my driveway, and we could revenue all kind of money, because the people, and we talked about the car from the dealership that does not stop for any of the stop signs. For the people that stop, he passes them, and he almost hit our street sweeper. last week, and I'm glad that they kind of got a license plate off of that, but if we could please at least get that sign back up. I've been singing this for as long as I've been on council, don't wanna wait till someone gets hit or a bad wreck to happen for this to do this. There has to be something else. I know our guys, I see our guys out there, but they can't be out there 24/7. I mean, but there has to be something that we can do to slow these people down. And, also want to give a big congratulations to the graduates of 2022. Had a lot of really good scholarships. The kids just did through everything that's dealt through those kids the last 2 years. It was a nice sized class, and a lot of kids graduated with honors, and that was good to see so far. I don't think anything, it was a big crowd up there Friday night, but didn't hear anything of anything going on, so that was a good thing too. And it's really nice going through the neighborhoods and seeing all the graduation signs, all the graduates. So, in a report.
Thank you. Now we can get to business. Ordinance number 9981-22.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute and deliver an agreement with the Bedford City School District to pay certain sums to the district to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the city and the school district, and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury.
I can make it. Thank you, Mayor. The next, I can explain the next two pieces as they represent the same. These are tax sharing agreements with the Bedford City School District. We enter into these agreements when we provide tax abatements over 50%, which the school board will have to sign off on to businesses. APEC is an engineering company that is going to be taking over and putting a substantial investment into the former YMCA, and they're going to be relocating and adding employees to that site. And Bartlett LLC is going to be a construction of a new Honda dealership at the corner of Bartlett and Rockside. Both of these tax abatements City Council previously approved. We now enter into a tax sharing agreement with the Bedford City Schools. By law, if we don't enter into these agreements, we're required to split the income tax, anything over $1 million, 50%, which is why we enter into these agreements, and we negotiate that percentage down to 15%. So we will be entering into that tax sharing agreement where we will be required to provide, which the finance director will, 15% based off of their tax collections to the Bedford City School District in compensation of supporting the tax abatement.
Thank you. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9982-22.
Authorizing the city manager to execute and deliver a similar agreement with the Bedford City Schools to pay certain sums to the district to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the city and the school district regarding Bartlett LLC, and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike explained that one. Please call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9983-22.
An ordinance declaring improvements to certain real property within the city of Bedford to be a public purpose, declaring such property to be exempt from real property taxation, requiring annual statutory service payments in lieu of taxes, creating an urban redevelopment tax increment equivalent fund for the deposit of such statutory service payments, and authorizing the execution of service agreements and a cooperative agreement with the county and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put that on first reading. We have a motion for such by Saunders, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9984-22.
It's an ordinance adopting a job creation and retention program grant by the city of Bedford to Excelia Pharmaceuticals USA LLC and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2586-22. I didn't do that? Okay. And motion for third and final. By Asbury, second by Saunders.
I'll take this one.
Yes, please.
Excelia Corporation has now, pharmaceuticals has become one of our major taxpayers in town. With the way that they've been performing, they've not come to us with any types of business incentives. This is the first time we'll be offering that to them. They anticipate an expansion this year. They're looking for about 75 jobs more that they'll have this year. They're looking to expand beyond that in the future too. This is to be incentivizing them to continue their efforts to improve and expand in Bedford. And we feel that this will go a long way with the company right now in talks with them. And council look favorably on this tonight.
Thank you. Now call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2586-22.
A resolution declaring the necessity of assessing the expense of garbage, refuse collection, recycling, and disposal within the city of Bedford and certifying to the county auditor the cost due the city of Bedford for such services and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put it on first reading. Can I have a motion for such? By Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9985-22.
Amending codified ordinance 915.02 entitled Garbage and Refuse Fees and declaring an emergency.
Again, it's our wish to put that on first reading. Motion for such by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2587-22.
Resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of the city of Bedford on behalf of the state of Ohio to reimburse its capital project fund for the year 2022 Union Street improvement with the proceeds of a tax exempt debt of the state of Ohio.
A motion for suspension by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty.
Mayor, on this ordinance, section 2, that number should be $320,157. Reason we do this is to ask the State of Ohio and the Public Works Commission, who's offered the city actually 2 different loans that we have with 0% interest for 20 years. That one being on Union Street, which you have in front of you this evening. I ask that you pass this evening. It allows us to get reimbursed directly from the State of Ohio after we pay the county for their portion for the project. Later, there'll be one for Broadway Avenue when we do the State of Ohio, and looking at that program, that'll be $300,000 in a loan that they've offered us with 0 interest also for 20 years. So this evening, so that we can get reimbursed on this project, right now we're halfway through on payments, so we'll be able to get reimbursed throughout the whole time of this, what they call grant or loan.
please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
These next few are ordinances pertaining to charter amendment recommendations made by our Charter Review Committee. And first off, I want to say thank you to all the members. A couple of them are here tonight. They did a great job. Spent a lot of time going through all our charter and coming up with some recommendations. And we have several of them here, which we are going to put them on first reading because council just received those tonight. So we can study them further. But they will go on the November ballot for the residents to vote on. So, first one, ordinance number 9986-22.
An ordinance requiring the clerk of council to deliver to the Cuyahoga County Board of Election a proposed amendment to Article 2, Section 1C of the Charter of the City of Bedford regarding equalization of wards to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th, 2022 municipal election and declaring an emergency.
Can I have a motion for first reading by Saunders, second by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And ordinance number 9987-22.
Requiring the clerk to deliver to the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections a proposed amendment to Article 2, Section 2 of the Charter of the City of Bedford regarding qualifications of council members to be submitted at the November 8th election and declaring an emergency.
Again, our wish to put it on first reading. A motion for such by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9988-22.
Requiring the clerk of council to deliver to the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections a proposed amendment to Article 2, Section 4 of the Charter regarding council vacancies to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th election and declaring an emergency.
Again, we want to put it on first reading. Motion for such by Janutus, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9989-22.
Requiring the clerk of council to deliver to the Board of Elections an amendment to Article 5, Section 2 and Section 3 of the Charter of the City of Bedford regarding ballots and petitions for places on ballots to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th election and declaring an emergency.
Again, on first reading by Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9990-22.
Concerning a proposed amendment to Article 11, Section 1 and Section 3 of the Charter regarding appropriation of property to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th election.
And again, motion for first reading by Spinks, second by Janutus. Clerk, call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And ordinance number 9991-22.
Concerning a proposed amendment to the Article 6, Section 1, Section 2, and Section 4 of the Charter to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th municipal election.
And again, a motion for first reading by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And the last of the charter amendment Ordinances, ordinance number 9992-22.
Yes, concerning Article 13, Section 4 of the Charter, regarding amendments to be submitted to the electors at the November 8th, 2022 municipal election and declaring an emergency.
Motion for first reading by Fluharty, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9993-22. I'm sorry. We need a motion, did I say motion for suspension?
Oh, we weren't,
He needs to read it first.
Oh, okay.
on 9993, right?
Yes.
Authorizing the city manager to contract with MES Warren Fire Equipment for a fire hose and declaring an emergency to replace an old hose.
Now, a motion for suspension. Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
I'll take it real quickly. MES Warren Fire Equipment is a sole source provider for this. There's actually 36 components of, we're replacing multiple hoses, not just one.
Always helps to have new fire hose. Call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9994-22.
Authorizing a contract with Ultra Polymers, Inc. for purchase of Ultra Poly one coat for the municipal pool and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Asbury, second by Saunders. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Ultra Polymer, the epoxy that we're putting down there, the sole source provider of this epoxy, the initial epoxy from when the pool was built is no longer available. We did receive somewhat comparable paints, two from Sherwin-Williams. At the end of the day, the process would have been more expensive. Those two products, the warranty was 6 years and 8 years. Ultra Polymer's warranty is 15.
Thank you. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Now we come to that portion of the meeting for hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Ralph King, 107 Woodrow. Couple things. One, I want to thank council members for voting down the youth prison. I think you guys did a good job tonight on that, with what you had to deal with. Wally, I just want to make one comment in regards to your comment. That's really not an out-of-the-way location. The people on Palmetto will be able to see that when the leaves and everything are gone, so they'll be looking at that. More importantly, you guys have the Ward Redistricting, and maybe you guys could just answer me some questions. Sort of confused on that. How long have we had that? Have you guys been looking at that?
2 months.
Because it's on the second reading, and then I understand it was tabled again tonight.
Yeah, some questions came up, so let's
Okay.
read them out.
With the new council person, congratulations. I believe you're gonna have to run in the upcoming election. And when do you guys plan on passing that? Because that will affect the boundaries And it just, to me, it doesn't make sense that you guys have had it so long, you put it on 2 readings, and then all of a sudden, questions pop up.
Yeah.
I mean,
None of that will take effect till January 1st.
what's that, the word, but right,
Or, the Ward Redistricting that you asked about, yeah.
okay? So it won't affect none of the wards for this upcoming election. Okay. All right, thank you very much. But you're gonna pass that at the next meeting, though? The ward redistricting, or we're gonna keep dragging that?
We hope to.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Tina Stradia, Ward 6, 51 Elm Street. And I just wanted to thank Christy and Tracy with the tax department, because they really went out of their way a number of years to be very helpful. And people get impatient and angry, but they're very sweet and very helpful each time. Also, Mr. Bill for keeping the square so nice and neat and looking really nice. Wanted to thank a number of the residents because the yards are looking so much better. People are painting and cutting their grass and planting flowers, and it's still a beautiful place to live. So, the pool, Mike and Raylene Jones, I know the lifeguard certification classes are going on. They're planning on offering swim lessons for our children. These are things that a lot of communities don't have. We're blessed to have a pool that's safe and looking good and very well managed. I also wanted to thank Mike. I know he gave his word. He's working on some quotes for trash bins for the city, just to keep things looking good and giving people a place to deposit their garbage. No, not every single person will do it. There will be a few that will look at the bin and throw it on the floor, but the vast majority of people will take use of it. So I want to thank you guys, appreciate you, and we're in this together, so don't give up. Appreciate you.
Thank you, and we'll pass along the tributes to the people in the departments. Billy's awesome, yeah. Thank you. Anyone else?
Bob Dieterich in Ward 4, 137 Santon Circle. Thank you all for considering the decisions made on the state institutions on that. I want to emphasize something about this and why I see it so important. This is under, obviously you know, I think everybody else should be aware that this was under the city codified ordinance. It is equivalent to federal law of this city. Not following that law is the equivalent of simply not having a law. We should be thankful that as a city we have the right or the authority to maintain that. And the issues that arose here that were most important was the zoning and the fact that the intentional zoning was intentionally to be prohibiting dwellings on that and prohibiting things that were part of that state program, which I think is a great program, but it did not fit in this location because of the zoning itself. And I didn't feel it was appropriate to try to bend the rules on that. But I do thank you for your consideration on that. And Councilman, I understand your view. I think it's important on those. Those kind of institutions are necessary on that. I have worked in some of the areas on that. I worked next door to the Indian Hills facility at Wenzel Development Center, which was at one point a warehouse for mentally retarded. When the state passed those laws in the 70s, it made a huge difference for people. It was no longer a situation of a big room with beds with people who were mentally ill, who were mistaken as mentally retarded, or simply were cast out on that. So I truly believe that what's planned there is the right thing to do, but unfortunately in a place that was incorrect for that. And again, I do appreciate that you recognize the importance of this. Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to say, the state thought that it was a wonderful spot, so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, all the
well,
criteria.
My view toward it was really when I looked through the law, and I'm very seriously about the law. I mean, it's the law that keeps us separate from so many other countries in the world. It's the law that makes us a city rather than a lot of land that the state can decide. We're not a township, so we run our own business. And I think that it's important for everyone to know that, to be aware of that, and to appreciate the fact that we have that authority. And we have the right to choose the people who can represent our areas on that, for that reason, and follow what our requests are and our interests. And I think it's very important. And I noticed, after when an interview you did in 2017, one of your interests was really involvement in the community on that, to let the people come out and know what's happening. I think it's the best thing that we can gain. I know that in that situation, with that state facility they spoke of on that, I went through a study on that. One of the most common views was fear of crime, things of that sort, and it was pivotally set around an area of 2 miles. In the study, they compared the opinions of a whole county in Pennsylvania, the city, and a 2-year radius around that. As you may imagine, the people within that 2-year radius are more concerned. The very idea that most people agree that these type of facilities, these LULUs, are important and necessary in our society. Obviously, opinions change when you're 50 miles away versus if you're 2 miles away on that. That being said, I think it's important that we have a zoning for that purpose. We have a zoning so we can find a place for that. It's part of having a strategic plan. Without that zoning, our strategic plan is simply useless on that. And again, that's why I appreciate your recognition of this.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I have a motion for adjournment? By Fluharty, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming.